One day, you stop craving a louder life, and you start craving a truer one. It can happen in the smallest moment. You're sitting in your living room, the TV is on, talking at you like it always does, and suddenly, you reach for the remote. Not because you're angry, because you're tired. You turn the volume down, you open a window, and for the first time in a while, you hear something real. Birds, a distant lawnmower, a neighbor's car door closing, the soft hum of your own house, and your shoulders drop. That's when you realize something you didn't expect. Quiet feels good now. Not empty, good. Tonight's letter is about why your best years get quieter and somehow better. Because when your life starts getting quieter, it can scare you at first. You think you're losing something. You think you're fading out of the world. You look at the younger crowd, moving fast, living loud, staying busy, and you wonder, is this what getting older looks like? Less calls, less parties, less noise, less happening. But then, if you're honest, you notice something else. With less noise, your mind breathes. With fewer obligations, your body rests. With fewer people pulling on you, your heart becomes clearer. Quiet isn't empty. It's spacious. And spaciousness is a gift most people don't understand until they're older. My life got smaller, and my heart got lighter. So if you've been feeling left behind by a louder world, this letter is for you. Because sometimes the best years aren't the busiest. They're the years when you finally stop performing and start living. In the next part, I want to talk about the exhaustion of noise, what it was really costing you, and why so much of what we called excitement was actually just being on edge all the time. Noise isn't just sound. Noise is pressure. It's the constant feeling that you should be doing more, seeing more, proving more. For a lot of us, younger life was noisy in ways we didn't even notice until it stopped. Busy calendars, endless errands, work stress, family needs, social obligations you said yes to because it felt wrong to say no. And on top of that, another kind of noise, other people's opinions. Everyone had a comment, everyone had advice, everyone had a version of you they preferred. So you stayed on, you stayed agreeable, you stayed responsive, you stayed available. And if you didn't, you felt guilty. That kind of noise keeps your nervous system on alert. Even when nothing is happening, you're bracing for the next call, the next request, the next awkward moment you have to manage. And maybe you didn't call it anxiety, you just called it life. But later, when the noise starts to fade, you finally feel how tired you were. I remember leaving a loud gathering once. Everybody was talking over each other. The TV was on in the background. Someone was teasing, someone was complaining, someone was debating the news. I smiled. I played along. I did the whole thing. And then I got in the car, I shut the door, and the silence hit me like a soft blanket. I didn't feel lonely. I felt relieved. That's when I realized I was tired of being on. And here's the strange truth. Some excitement was just anxiety in a nicer outfit. Some of what we chased, constant activity, constant stimulation, wasn't joy. It was distraction. It kept us from feeling what we needed to feel. It kept us from hearing ourselves. Because when it's loud, you don't have to listen to your own life. But quiet changes that. Quiet puts you back in the room with yourself. And at first, that can feel uncomfortable. But then it becomes a kind of homecoming. In the next part, I want to talk about what quieter actually means, because it doesn't always mean lonely. Often it means intentional. It means choosing depth over noise and learning to live without proving you're okay. When people hear quieter years, they sometimes imagine isolation, like you're sitting alone in a dim house waiting for time to pass. But that's not what I mean. Quieter doesn't mean empty. Quieter means intentional. It means you stop spending your energy like you have an endless supply. It means you start choosing what feels true over what looks lively from the outside. Quieter means fewer people, but deeper conversations. Instead of a room full of talk, you choose one friend and coffee. You sit across from someone who doesn't require you to perform, someone you can pause with, someone you can be honest around without turning it into a whole event. And you notice something. Your body relaxes. My circle got smaller. My peace got bigger. Quieter means fewer explanations. You stop announcing every choice. You stop defending your lifestyle. You stop giving long reasons to people who don't listen kindly. You just live. Quieter means fewer plans and more presence. Instead of saying yes to everything to prove you're still fun, you protect your mornings. You protect your evenings. You leave events earlier. You pick the kinds of days your body can recover from. You stop treating rest like a reward you have to earn. Quieter also means your home becomes more important. Not in a fancy way, in a comfort way. A lamp instead of harsh light. A clean corner. A chair by a window. You build little pockets of calm, because you've lived long enough to know the world is not always gentle. So you make your own gentleness where you can. And maybe the biggest change is this. You stop attending every invitation to prove you're okay. That sentence is a whole life shift, because some of us were busy not because we loved it, but because we were afraid of what it would mean if we slowed down. Afraid it would mean we weren't needed. Afraid it would mean we were getting old. But later, you realize, being quiet doesn't mean you're fading. It means you're finally choosing. In the next part, I want to talk about why less starts to feel like more with age. How simple rituals and steady joys become a kind of wealth you never appreciated when life was loud. When you're younger, less can feel like a loss. Less plans, less people, less excitement. It can feel like you're missing out. But with age, something shifts. Less starts to feel like room. Room to breathe, room to think. Room to feel your own life again. And that room becomes a kind of wealth. Peace is a kind of luxury. Not the expensive kind, the rare kind. The kind you can't buy, but you can protect. That's why older joy often looks simple. A slow morning with coffee and sunlight. A short walk where you notice the trees instead of rushing past them. A library visit. A garden that's a little messy but alive. Soup simmering on the stove. A clean sink at night. A chair on the porch when the air turns soft. It's not that you don't like big joy anymore. It's that your nervous system has learned to prefer steady joy. I don't need big joy. I need steady joy. Because big joy often comes with a big crash. Loud nights can steal your next day. Drama can steal your whole week. And after a certain age, you don't want to pay that price. So you start choosing pleasures that don't punish you. You start choosing calm experiences that leave you feeling fuller, not emptier. You also start wanting fewer things, not because you're giving up, because you realize how much stuff is just noise in physical form. Cluttered rooms, cluttered schedules, cluttered relationships. You begin to simplify, and simplification doesn't shrink your life, it reveals it. It shows you what you actually love, and it creates space for the things that really feed you. That's why less becomes more. More breath, more clarity, more softness, more time. In the next part, I want to talk about the hard part of this shift, letting people misunderstand your quiet. Because when you stop being busy and available, some people will call it boring, or say you changed. And part of aging well is learning not to defend the quiet life you've chosen. This is the part nobody tells you. When your life gets quieter, not everyone will understand it. Some people will say things like, "You never go out anymore. You've gotten boring. You disappeared. You used to be more fun." And if you're a warm person, those comments can sting. Because you don't feel boring, you feel healthier. You feel calmer. You feel like you finally stopped living on a stage. But here's the truth. People who benefited from your old availability may resist your new peace. Because your quiet life changes the old arrangement. You don't show up as much. You don't say yes as quickly. You don't stay as long. And some people interpret that as rejection. Or they interpret it as you thinking you're too good now. But often, it's simply you protecting your energy. Let them call it boring. I call it healthy. The older you get, the more you realize your quiet doesn't need a defense. You don't have to argue your way into permission to live gently. You don't have to convince anyone that fewer plans doesn't mean less love. And you learn to answer judgment with calm, not with a speech, just with a simple line. I'm keeping life simple these days. I like it quieter now. This works for me. Then you change the subject, because the people who truly love you will adjust. They might miss the old you for a moment, but they'll respect the new you. And the people who can't respect your quiet, they're showing you something useful. They're showing you that they want access more than connection. They want you available more than they want you well. And that's not the kind of love you want to build your older years on. I don't audition for busy anymore. That sentence might be the whole lesson, because busy was often a costume, a way to look okay, a way to avoid feeling, a way to prove you still mattered. But you don't need that proof anymore. You matter even when you're resting. You matter even when your life looks small from the outside. And in the next part, I want to talk about the sweetest truth. The quiet years can become the best years. Not because everything is perfect, but because you finally come home to yourself. Some people think the best years are the loudest years. The years filled with photos and parties and constant motion. But the older you get, the more you realize the best years can be the most honest years. They're the years when you stop pretending you have endless energy. The years when you stop chasing approval. The years when you stop filling every silence with something. Because quiet gives you something noise never could. You can hear yourself again. You can hear what your body needs. You can hear what your heart is tired of. You can hear what you actually enjoy, not what you were taught to enjoy. And when you start listening, you become less reactive. You don't get pulled into every debate. You don't get yanked around by other people's moods as much. You're steadier, more tender, more selective. And that selectiveness isn't bitterness, it's wisdom. It's you finally spending your time like it matters. Because it does. One evening you're sitting on the porch. The light is turning gold. A bird lands somewhere nearby. And you feel this quiet thought rise up. This is enough. Not because you gave up, because you stopped chasing. My life is quieter and somehow better. I finally came home to myself. That's what the quiet years are at their best. A homecoming. A life that fits you. A life that doesn't require you to perform. A life that leaves room for breath. In the closing, I want to give you permission, because if your life is getting quieter, you're not fading. You're refining. And that might be the most beautiful kind of aging there is. If your life is getting quieter, it doesn't mean you're fading. It might mean you're finally choosing. You're choosing depth over noise. You're choosing steadiness over drama. You're choosing a life that fits the body and heart you have now. Quiet isn't empty, it's spacious. And in that space, you can finally breathe. So if someone says you've changed, you can smile. You did. You changed in the direction of peace. You're not missing out. You're settling in. If this letter met you at the right time, you're welcome here. And if you'd like, tell me in the comments, what's one quiet thing you protect now that you didn't protect when you were younger? Take what helps, leave the rest.